Oh, okay.
Welcome to an episode of the Cross Console Hangout. We have been away on assignment for the last couple of weeks, slash really busy time of the year. So we are back this week to talk about the new game from Activision, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Modern Combat. Okay, it's not the last part, but it's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And this week I am joined by the yin to my yang, Sven Johnson.
Look, I officially disavow any knowledge of your Yang, so I'm just gonna come in here and talk about G.I. Joe Advanced Titanfall, starring Kevin Spacey, and we can just move right on past to that awesome Green Ranger, White Ranger poster.
And the person I wish to be when I grow up, Rob Butler. How are you doing, sir?
Pretty good. You're gonna have to get a little taller first.
And go back in time like 10 years?
Yeah, maybe.
How old are you?
22.
Okay. Oh, hey, I was on the spot. I'm 32.
Okay.
Suck it.
Things that would have gotten cut out of that previous podcast.
All right, so like I said, we are talking about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. We've all seen the trailer. We all have thoughts about it. Rob, what are your thoughts on the Call of Duty trailer?
Come back to me. I have to figure out how to actually word this.
You feel that strongly about it, huh?
It's kind of like I feel that little about it.
I'll start.
Fine. If you don't want me to talk, gosh,
I don't.
Go ahead.
I really
don't. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
Who invited Sven?
We needed 3 people. And
Ryan, talk now. Because I want you to. I promise I'll stop interrupting you.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
I'm going to interrupt
right
you
now.
again.
Was okay. So yeah, Call of Duty is weird because as much as I've not liked the last several versions, and as much as I look at this trailer and I'm like, yeah, it looks a lot the same. Oh, look, now they have mech suits and I can climb up walls. Did they watch Titanfall beforehand and are now like, those guys left Activision. We're gonna make a better better Call of Duty game than they can by taking stuff that they did. And so with all that hate, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably still buy it. Honestly. I bought Ghost, and nothing about Ghost ever made me think, yes, I want to play that game.
Not even the puppy?
Nope. But
come on, such a cute little puppy.
I bought a PlayStation 4, needed something else besides Battlefield as far as multiplayer, and had traded my 360 in and had money, and I was like, you know what, why not? I'll get Call of Duty Ghost. And was terrible at it and hated everything about that game. So that is kind of my thoughts so far in the trailer. There is some interesting things that we'll kind of talk about in the next little digging deeper part. But so, Rob, are you ready for us to come back to you, sir?
Yeah, you can come to me. Honestly, I don't think anything's going to be much different. I think the only thing that they showed in that trailer, obviously, is gameplay from the single player.
Yeah.
Obviously, the single player story is going to be different. I'm pretty sure you posted about this on Facebook, and I know I've talked about it before in different venues. But if they had done a new World War II title, I would be all over this.
Yes.
It's been so long since they've had a good World War II title or a good period title in general.
Yes, that was me posted that.
Yeah, and honestly, while the trailer's nice, and I can't remember who posted it on Facebook, but they called it House of CODs.
Is he? I didn't know Kevin Spacey was from Boston.
Hey.
I like Kevin Spacey. I do like House of Cards. I'm interested to see how his character in Call of Duty is this might be the only Call of Duty in the past like 3 or 4 years where I actually play it for the single player. Um, it's probably still going to be junk, but I don't see myself playing multiplayer that much.
All right, Sven, we've saved the best for last.
He likes it. That's done.
I love it. No, all right. So first of all, there's going to be a ton of people calling it Call of Duty Titanfall, right? Of course, because they had the mech suits, they had the space stuff, and all that stuff, and even the tone was pretty Titanfall-y. But I think we can all be pretty honest with looking at it and going, we had Call of Duty starting out in World War II, right? That's where it made its money for a while. Then Modern Warfare comes out, and it's Afghanistan, and it was like a whole new world, and like no one had seen it before except for modern combat, and so it like really elevated the idea of the whole combat shooter. Then with the progress of those games, they tried branching out into other periods, and nobody really liked the periods as much, and they wanted more modern stuff. But they also liked a lot of the really crazy kill streak awards, and those kind of got sci-fi already in the Modern Warfare series. I don't know about Ghosts. I didn't really bother with that. But they've been wanting to go space guns for a little while now. And so I'm glad that this is going to be the first one where they can just go like all out, just full bore, crazy face, Call of Duty pants. And I'm interested to see what it comes out like, because that's obviously what they're promoting in the trailer. But at the same time, it could be a total flop, so it's hard to say.
I'm just waiting for it to go full circle to where Call of Duty 25, or how I don't even know what number they're technically on right now, is basically just Halo 1.
Oh, I thought you meant they were going to time travel, and then it would be Call of Duty Stone Age Warfare, which I would play.
That would be so boring, but yeah.
We get all the way back to the original Medal of Honor.
which is funny because the guys that started Infinity War
came out of Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it's
whatever it was.
Looking into a mirror, but not. So with that said, there is some few things in the trailer that has me wondering, would they show up in multiplayer? Like there's the part where they throw the grenade, and it like does some sort of like scan of the room and beams up any like body heat, like the one where it shows the orange glow come out.
And they already have the ball that you throw in Ghosts that does the scanning. So yeah. I would assume that they would have something similar to that, and it's just a new variation on it.
And then the mech suits. Like, could you see that, like, the small one looks to really just add, like, to your mobility to where you can jump higher and maybe climb the walls. So I see that maybe being something that is, like, it's going to take the player customization the next level up. And so you might have as your actual customization of your character, instead of just being aesthetic, okay, I want to be light and fast, so I'm going to use the light mech, and I can jump faster and higher, but I can only do it like okay, it's got to recharge, not something that where Titanfall is all about just fast pace and just where I'm double jumping, climbing up this wall, jumping to the next one, running along the wall, jumping on the Titan, knocking it in the face, shooting it in the back, jumping off, watching it blow up. Whereas this is, because Call of Duty kind of has its own speed, and I think that's where, for me personally, I've never been great at Call of Duty multiplayer because I'm better at the faster shooters. So yeah, I could see the mech suits being a way to help maybe make it faster or slower. Even if they heck, I could be completely wrong. They not even show up multiplayer, but the single player has always been a good way to, especially what changes, to see this could potentially be in multiplayer. Some things I don't think the little jet skis, the floating jet skis are going to show up in
Oh,
multiplayer.
the space bikes?
Yeah, I don't think the space bikes are.
Probably not, because
Yeah.
there were vehicles in other Call of Duty games that were specifically set pieces for the single player and never showed up in multiplayer, except
Yeah,
for
like
the what was that, like, race mode in Modern Warfare 3.
yeah, like I don't even think even back in the day in the old ones, never in the multiplayer was there like tanks.
World at War, there were tanks.
Could you drive them or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's been a
Well,
long time ago. I don't remember
here's
that.
here's what I'm going to wager on those.
I
And
love
keep in mind,
World
I've
War.
only seen the trailer and know nothing beyond that. In fact, I only watched it moments ago because Ryan made me, because he's mean like that. I'm going to guess that we have this. We have a pace and we have kind of a feel that they're obviously preserving from previous Call of Duty games that really works pretty well for them. It's gotten a little bit away from the games that I like to play, but it's still pretty strong in the general audience. I'm going to wager that a lot of that space tech stuff that you saw is going to end up being more like the kill streak rewards. So now instead of calling in a UAV drone, you might get one of those little floaty buddies that you see that chick throwing, and
Yeah.
toss your floaty buddy out there. And then instead of getting like a C-130 or whatever that plane's called, you might get a big heavy mech suit. And then, much like the recent Call of Duty games, you're probably gonna see customizable kill streak awards. So everybody starts out as generic army guy and gets to add on abilities as they do well in the game, making sure the people that are bad at the game stay bad at the game and don't have fun.
That's how it's been for the past 3 or 4 Call of Duties.
Yeah. Let me see here. So, thoughts on gameplay? Kind of already
There's
talked
gonna be
that. Like, do you
feedback.
feel it? Do you feel it will be different?
Well, let's be honest. Mechanically, obviously, it's not going to be. Ghosts just came out. They haven't taken a single break. The team is even slimmer than it used to be, from what I understand, and so it's obviously what they've been doing with incremental increases with one engine, but 2 teams building out.
It's 3 teams.
3 teams now?
Now it's 3 teams. Now each game has a 3
That's
years.
a 2-year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like, next year will be Treyarch, and then the year after that will be Infinity
Sledge.
Ward, and then the year after that will be Sledgehammer.
Right. Infinity Ward.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't
last year was Infinity Ward.
Ghost is Sledgehammer?
No, Ghost was Infinity Ward.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this one's Sledgehammer.
Okay.
I wanna be a
All right.
sledgehammer.
Question me again.
Hug it out, guys.
You think that goatee looks good?
Oh! No, I don't. I'm just lazy to shave.
Hug it out. Hug it out.
So yeah, I mean it's still a little too early to get really any deeper in this discussion. Maybe once multiplayer comes out, we'll do another talk about thoughts and impressions, and then once the game actually hits store shelves, we'll have everybody will have their 2 cents to say. Just kind of wanted to get on, talk a little bit about the new Call of Duty. It's kind of the big discussion point in over the last weekend. I do agree. I do wish that they would bring it back to World War II. I do think that has been enough time that people are kind of getting tired of the future combat stuff, kind of like how they was with modern combat. When you started seeing Battlefield and Medal of Honor try and start again, and Call of Duty doing it, I think in some senses the same way is happening with the future.
Here's
But-
what I want to see if they do go back to World War II. Direct rip-offs of Captain America storylines. Because that would be amazing. I mean, let's be honest. They've gotten away from the whole historical, like, this is the way it really happened angle, and they've gotten into this is how to have a lot of fun in a set piece environment. And what better than an insane Swiss scientist and an evil robot, and you know, if they could just jump on that train and go with historical fiction, then I would be back in on the Call of Duty train all the way.
Yeah, I mean, kind of whatever they do next, we'll buy. That's why I don't remember where I read it or who said it or whatever, but Call of Duty has become the Michael Bay of video games. We all complain about how terrible they are and how they're the same. They're all about flashes and explosions. But guess what? We're all there at midnight.
Yeah, good old Michael Bay and his Transmorphers.
Yeah.
I mean, I can agree with that. It's never really a game changer anymore, but it's always a nice, steady. Every year, you have something fun to play right around Christmas time type game.
Yeah.
It's so you always know that you're gonna kill your GPA.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay. I don't have one of those.
Yeah. I'm an adult. Actually, I'm probably fixing to have one of those again. So, great fun. So with that said, guys, we're keeping it short because, like I said, there's really not much more to talk about. Because all we really know is what was in the trailer, and we touched on some of our things that popped out to us.
Space bikes.
Kevin Spacey.
Good night.
House of Cards.
And so on that note, guys, we will see you next time. As always, stay classy, Internet.
Adios.